In. La 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 la. They tried to slap that look right off my face, but I'm still grinning. And the money ain't run out yet, so I do believe I'm winning. For all the mess I was, am and will be continuing. And the fun is only beginning. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Hello and welcome to Don't Bury the Lead. We recap WWE SmackDown every Saturday night, but tonight is a special night because it's Sunday and we're recapping the Royal Rumble. My name's John Zindel. I'm joined by Dom Scarcella. Dom, get ahead and tell the people a little bit about yourself.
We had a questionable retirement match. We had a universal title match. And we had 2 Royal Rumbles. I don't know where we're going with this one. So without further ado, John, don't bury the lead. Which one of these 4 things is our top story for the Royal Rumble, January 31st, 2026?
Dom, we don't ever bury the lead. And this is the show where you could pick anything for the lead, right? Royal Rumble, because we have 2 Royal Rumbles.
Yep.
Let's go. Let's stick here with the Royal Rumble because it is that. And then let's go with the women. Let's give it to the women here.
All right.
Women's Royal Rumble. Liv Morgan wins it. And this one's in Saudi Arabia. Very unique because of the attire the women have to wear.
Mhm.
A lot going on here. Return of Brie Bella being big. Liv Morgan eventually winning it. That's the high-level stuff. It's about an hour long. So, Dom, what'd you think of this Royal Rumble? Spots, people that arrived, anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, Liv Morgan wins this. The final 3 are Liv Sol Ruka from NXT and Tiffany Stratton making her return. So a couple of surprises there in the final 3. Sol Ruka hits that soul snatcher flipping cutters on both of them. All 3 of them wind up over the top rope, but they all hold on to the top rope and recover, and they're all now battling on the apron. Sol tries to hop onto the turnbuckles, which was a bad idea. Tiffany Stratton just throws her off onto the floor, but as Tiff turns around, Liv quickly hits a modified oblivion because she holds onto the ropes herself after pushing Liv off or pulling Tiffany off the apron. So neat little finish there. The surprise for me was that Liv Morgan won. She in the past has been the person who's involved in the finish but doesn't win. She's always the wrestler that the people in the back trust with the finish, even though she's not going over. So she actually wins this after 2 runner-ups in the Royal Rumble. I think they said another time she finished 3rd. We've seen her be the last woman eliminated in Elimination Chamber before. So she's always that person you see, like when you see Charles Robinson in a match as the ref, he's taking a bump.
Yeah.
There's a ref bump coming or something with the ref. Like when you see Liv Morgan in one of these matches, like, okay, she's going to be right at the end, but she's not winning. She won.
She's one
and
of
I think it was a great call. What say you about Liv Morgan now being able to call her shot for WrestleMania 42 back in Vegas?
Yeah, I think it was the right person, especially because she's so trusted in this spot all the time. If she continues to just lose second place and that's just not a storyline. But I think it was the right person because the company really trusts her, and she's been really dynamic, right? She's been able to really do a lot of different things. And her pairing with Dom has been great as well.
Yep.
I feel like Dom hasn't skipped a beat going from Rhea Ripley to Liv Morgan. It's a different
The only thing
role.
holding him up is his injury recently.
Yeah, for sure. But I don't feel like I'm like, I'm not feeling this as much as I was feeling it with Rhea Ripley. It's a different dynamic, but it's still
Yes.
they both help each other. They both elevate each other.
Yep.
No, I thought it was cool, and I did want to call out the finish there at the end. I love the way that Sav got eliminated. Sav Ruka, is that her name?
Sol Ruka.
Sol Ruka, Sav.
Yep. SOL, like the sun.
I'm still learning all the NXT girls and guys' names,
Yes.
so bear with me. Ruka, the way that she got eliminated was really cool because it's almost like she just overthought it and was doing way too much, which is kind of the way she wrestles, right? She's always
Yes.
doing a little too much. So I like that gets her in trouble and gets her eliminated. I like the psychology of it. And Liv winning is a great option, and Tiffany was really on top there for a while. I don't know that she really needed it, right? But she was in last, and being the final person, and I thought that was fitting, and it seemed like people were happy to see her too, which is good.
Yeah, she got a good pop when she entered at number 30. Almost half the field was still here.
Yeah, real goofy.
Which made it very different from the men's that we'll get to later. 14 wrestlers were still alive in the Royal Rumble out of 30 when Tiffany Stratton entered at 30. Charlotte Flair, who was number 1 and lasted almost a full hour, I think. Sol Ruka, Liv Morgan, Lash Legend, Raquel Rodriguez, Io Sky and Rhea Ripley were there. Bayley and JC Jane were there. Nikki Bella, Brie Bella, Lyra Valkyria, Kailani Jordan, and Tiffany Stratton were there. You mentioned the NXT. NXT got a really big push here. JC Jane eliminated Kalani Jordan, and then Sol Ruka eliminated JC Jane. So there was a spotlight on all three of them after all the wrestlers made their entrances on just these 3 top women's wrestlers in NXT getting the spotlight in the Royal Rumble. It was great.
Yeah. Brie Bella returning. I mentioned that at the top of the show. I thought that was really cool. Brie Bella returning. I think you could just the crowd was very into it, and you could just see how much they miss Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson because they're doing the yes chant because it's like the best chant ever. And so they're doing the yes chant for her when she comes back. And some of the double team stuff she was doing with Nikki was cool. And I like them in there together. It feels a little bit like when Nikki's in there, you kind of want to see Brie. And it's also hilarious that the announcers just could not keep track of which one was which, Nikki or Brie.
I couldn't either. At some point, I realized that if they moved their hair out of the way, they were wearing different numbers on their jerseys.
Yes, but of course, one was 1 and the other one's 2, so it wasn't anything unique either. It's like
it didn't even give their names. Like I need some extra help here.
Yeah, it was. I didn't know which one was which makes sense as they are twins, or at least supposed twins. I'm not sure if they were mature.
They're close enough for pro wrestling standards.
Yeah, they're close enough for pro wrestling. That's true. And
have you seen this move they did before? They eliminated Bayley and Lyra Valkyria with tandem head scissor takeovers while holding themselves on the top ropes. Is that like a move that they had done before?
No,
it's like brand new.
I think they're just from my recollection, and I mean this is years since they've wrestled, and they were not the top guys on the show. Let's just say when they were wrestling, so. I believe that's something they probably just created, which is cool that they go out and make something up to come back to do.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Then they got eliminated together as well by Lash Legend.
She had a great night. That was in my notes.
She did.
Lash Legend had a big night. I think they do a good job spotlighting some of the NXT people. And putting them over, and we'll talk about some other guys this happened or people this happened with, but Lash Legend was one of them. I think she's getting a big push based off of like how she did in the Royal Rumble, how she's paired right now with Nia Jax. Like, they like her.
Yeah, she eliminated Charlotte Flair. Who let's say it was great to see Charlotte Flair in there as number 1 and lasting almost an hour. A year ago when she returned for the Royal Rumble, the question was, is she really back after being out for more than a year with that devastating knee injury?
Mm-hmm.
So I thought seeing her out there for an hour, I'm like, Charlotte Flair's back at this point, or as close to back as she's going to be, and close enough at this point in her career. We're like, okay, Charlotte Flair's back. So that's a great story. Even though she doesn't win, she accidentally eliminated her tag team partner, Alexa Bliss, while eliminating, I think it was Nia Jax earlier. So that was very early in this match. There's something going forward there with her and Alexa Bliss, but great match from Charlotte, great match from Lash Legend. Everybody who you thought would look good kind of looked good on this. Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. Raquel Rodriguez had a good face-off with Rhea Ripley. Raquel winds up Tahana bombing her over the top rope onto the apron, and then Rhea just bounces and slumps to the floor.
Right.
It looked like she really took a shot to her back on that too.
Yeah.
Like back bumping on the apron from that height.
Oh.
Like that's
Brutal.
a stiff bump.
For sure.
There's no give on the corner of the ring as you get on the apron as you get close to the corner there, like there would be in the middle of the ring. So that was a stiff bump that Rhea Ripley took. And while Raquel is celebrating near the ropes, Liv Morgan, her stablemate from Judgment Day, eliminates Raquel Rodriguez.
Yes.
So what is up with Judgment Day here?
I don't know if it's going to be like, oh, hey, all's fair in the Royal Rumble, and you have to eventually do it at some point, and there won't be any storyline, or they could have a storyline around it. I don't know what will happen there, because Liv won the Royal Rumble, so her eyes should be set on the title.
Yep.
Or maybe that could be even down the road, like something that they put together.
Yeah. Now, what if Raquel Rodriguez takes the title from Stephanie Vaquer? Is it Liv Raquel?
Oh, yeah. Because Stephanie Vaquer could be a person that should lose the title, right? Are we?
I mean, considering that everybody else who's better than Stephanie Vaquer has lost the title. I mean, if Rhea Ripley could lose the title, Stephanie Vaquer could lose the title. If Io Sky could lose the title, Stephanie Vaquer could lose the title.
Yeah. I'm thinking more like along the lines of like if Jade lost it in a couple weeks or whatever, that would be bad. Or even, but Stephanie's had it for a good amount of time, but not like a crazy run.
Yeah, it doesn't maybe seem as long for Stephanie Vaquer. Well, for two reasons. I mean, for Jade, it's because they're not giving her any matches. They're just having her do a lot of background stuff and then squashes, as far as we see on TV or in premium live events. With Stephanie Vaquer, it's that for a while she had the ankle injury and they were still trying to build up things even with her ankle injury. And then she's been getting into tag team stuff instead of really defending the title one-on-one.
Yeah.
So for each of them, it seems like it hasn't been that long, but it's been several months for each of them.
Yeah. Also, we don't watch Raw, so I miss a lot of the stuff on Raw. So maybe that'd be more front of mind. Hey, just a couple questions about, and this is very high level about the match, because I think we can go spot for spot here, and there's some pretty cool spots. Sure. But what did you think? Did it feel like the crowd was empty? Or did it feel like it was full and and the way that the stadium was set up was just confusing me? And I say that because every time I looked into the crowd, there's like these lights everywhere in the crowd, but I didn't see any people because of the lights, you know? And I was looking, I didn't know it was in my head or not in my head. And I was looking through photos because I picked one of the women's Royal Rumble for the thumbnail. And I saw a lot of empty seats, which was bizarre because they were bragging about how sold out it was. Like,
this is apparently an outdoor arena that was constructed very quickly.
Yeah.
I wonder if they got, it's almost like a movie set where it looks good enough to be a movie set, but it's not a real house.
Yeah.
I wonder if this was not a real stadium. And so that it was safe enough for people to sit ringside, but like the upper levels, mezzanine, whatever it was, heading back several sections, because that's what looked empty to me.
Yeah.
The few times they did a wide angle shot.
Certainly when they did the wide angle shots, it did. And like usually and I know this from experience from going to SmackDown, they will shine the lights on you, and it's annoying, and take as many wide angle shots as possible to show you how sold out it is.
Yes.
And I felt like I was watching an old like AEW 2 years ago that always had problems with like Collision, and they'd have to angle it. And I felt like I was watching the Collision again, where they were like avoiding the crowd shots because there weren't people in the seats. And then also, I don't know, just the way that I've seen this in modern stadiums where they have like lights on the seats, which is like, I don't know, that's just a new thing. But anyways, very, very odd to see like an empty Royal Rumble, but I believe it was. Although I felt like the crowd was into it still, though.
The people who were there seemed to be into it, yes.
Yeah.
As far as the bigger stadium issue, this was supposed to be a test run for can Riyadh handle one of the huge pay-per-views. This is a test run for next year's WrestleMania 2027, WrestleMania 43, which is supposed to be in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. So they're going to have to answer the question, was this more of a problem of the Saudi Arabia crowd can't handle the magnitude of a big pay-per-view, or was this just logistical and construction? But really, they can handle it fine. They'll have another year to get everything ready for WrestleMania in whenever it's going to be April. Well, that maybe have to be an indoor stadium because it may be a little too hot in the desert in Saudi Arabia in April. I don't know.
Yeah, it would really depend, right? I'm not really sure about my guess is Saudi Arabia is hot a lot, but
Right.
at the end of the day, I believe it would be good to be the indoor stadium, and probably it did look cool. I do have to say, like, I think that the construction of the like the front end of like as they come in, I thought that was cool because there was like less big screens than normal, and I was like, oh, I kind of like this. Like, I don't see as many screens in your face. It's a little bit more minimalistic. But then they also had like the construction and the colors of like this. You knew you were in Saudi Arabia with the way that it was set up. I thought the stage. I thought the stage was cool.
Yep.
Anyways, so I had a question about that, and I did want to point out the crowd did "This Is Awesome" during the women's match, and I thought of you. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. This isn't good, but they were really doing it for no reason too. So they were like UK style, like "This is awesome." Like they were just like chanting.
They ran out of chants.
They ran out of chants, so they were chanting to chant.
So I was like, okay, well, this is awesome. There you go. We'll do that one.
Yes. So they did.
This is awesome. That could be something for a Royal Rumble though, because there's so many people involved. It's tough to get the entire crowd focused on one wrestler that they're going to chant for.
And another thing I heard was they gave the Nia "You Can't Wrestle" chant because like that's just the stereotypical one. And at the end of it, I'm like, oh no, they're learning the mean chants too. They're learning the bullshit ones that ruin the show.
They're learning the mean chants that were accurate 6-7 years ago.
Right. 6-7 years ago that probably worked, but no longer no longer applicable as she was and I had that also in my notes. Sorry, I'm kind of going through my mental notes here, but I loved Nia Jax in this one. She's probably one of the more over wrestlers on the women's side because it is just very clear that she's the heel, and she just soaks up all the cheap heat. Nobody does cheap heat like her,
right? Mocking the other wrestlers' mannerisms and maybe some of their signature moves here or there. Yep,
she did the suck it to them.
Yeah,
she did the suck it to the royal family there.
Absolutely.
Whoever's sitting in the front.
Hey, if you're chanting "You can't wrestle," you're getting it back.
Right. They were
chanting, like, refresh your meme feed, losers. It's 2026.
Yes. Nia Jax can indeed wrestle. All right. So anything else from this match that you had?
No, a really good match. Surprised to see Liv win, but also very glad that she did. Great for her, and I think it's the right call.
Yeah, let's stick with and we'll move into the follow here. Let's stick with the theme here. So we started with the Royal Rumble on the women's side. On the men's side, Royal Rumble, Roman Reigns returns and wins the Royal Rumble. So Reigns not only has the big return, but he wins the Royal Rumble. We see Powerhouse Hobbs from AEW Premier. Biggest thing is the not returning Chris Jericho, which I was shocked. I was like, is he going to come in number 30? And then
wow,
it wasn't him. And I was like, I would have bet if you could gamble and I was a gambling man, I would have lost a lot of money because I would have bet that Jericho would have been there. I was surprised he wasn't.
Okay, wow. All right. 30 wound up being Gunther, who was in his second match of the night.
Yeah. Another reliable guy that's always feels like number 2 at the Royal Rumble. Dom.
Is he the new Liv Morgan?
Is he the new Liv, right? Dom, what did you think of this match here, the men's Royal Rumble, Roman Reigns winning? Anything you want to talk about?
Very different from the women's match. It went shorter. This one I don't think even got to the full hour. By the time Gunther enters at number 30, there's only 9 wrestlers left. Javon Evans, Cody Rhodes, Logan Paul, and then everybody who entered 25 through 30. Jey Uso, Roman Reigns, Jacob Fatu, Penta, Randy Orton, and Gunther. Great showing for Javon Evans, lasting until all entrants were in the ring. So good for him.
Yeah, really good for him.
There was a neat moment for NXT for guys who have recently been called up for NXT. Obafemi, Javon Evans, and Trick Williams had the spotlight for a little bit in there where they were all facing off against each other, which was, I thought, great for each of them as newer call-ups to the main roster. So good for each of them. Great showing, especially for Obafemi as a new powerhouse. He and Brock Lesnar faced off after finally teasing it for a while. So, just to have the visual of you face-to-face with Brock, and you're a little taller than Brock and look a little bigger than him.
Which is insane, right? That's
right.
How big he is.
That. So that's really good for Obafemi, I think, going forward. As far as the way the finish goes, it's Roman versus Gunther. And I was surprised to see, when it got down to Roman versus Gunther, it's like, oh, okay, so neither one of these guys I was thinking would be near the end anyway. So you figure it can't be Gunther. So is it going to be Roman Reigns? And yeah, it is. Gunther applies the sleeper to Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns shakes off being the sleeper by taking Gunther into the turnbuckle, and then immediately just shakes off being in the sleeper and hits a spear. So he no-sold Gunther's sleeper and then just tossed Gunther over the top rope.
Yeah.
To win. I was like, okay, so I guess we're getting Roman Reigns, CM Punk.
That's what people were kind of thinking, but couldn't Roman go after? But that would be face on face.
Could be, but it would also be like movie star for WrestleMania.
Yeah, just the 2 top guys. I was thinking more, wouldn't Reigns go after McIntyre, or are they going to try to find a way for Cody to face McIntyre?
I think the way this worked out with Drew McIntyre interfering to eliminate Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes goes over the top rope, but holds onto the top rope and tries to pull himself back into the ring. Drew McIntyre appears and claymores him so that he drops to the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jacob Fatu is staring down Drew McIntyre, and while he's distracted, Roman eliminates Jacob Fatu. I think they're setting up for Jacob, Cody, and Drew to be a longer-term thing, maybe for the next few months. Maybe it's a triple threat at WrestleMania.
That would be cool.
Cody, Jacob. So maybe those two wind up in Elimination Chamber, and there's something shenanigans at Elimination Chamber where now it's Jacob and Cody Rhodes have a legitimate gripe to be the number one contender, and they make it a triple threat. I mean, we've seen triple threats be all right at WrestleMania before. Gunther, Drew, Sheamus for the Intercontinental Championship a few years ago
yes.
was awesome.
Yes.
Gunther retained. That was a great match. Maybe the Dave Meltzer's first WWE 5-star women's match he's ever awarded was Io Sky, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley this past WrestleMania. So we've seen triple threats work before.
Yeah. No, that's right. Boy, they might have to go back to the triple. If it's anything close to as good as the women's triple threat, then book it, right? I don't think
Yeah.
Even if it's not as good, if it's close to it, then that match was fantastic.
So our first entrant in this match was Obafemi. Our second entrant was Braun Breaker, who was attacked by an all-black wearing hoodie adorned assailant from the crowd.
Yeah.
And then after Braun, beaten up, gets thrown into the ring, Obafemi has an easy time eliminating him in just a few seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So are they telling? I don't know if it's him now, but I'm saying that mask, that hoodie covered person is probably supposed to be Seth Rollins. So it looks like they're setting up Braun Breaker, Seth Rollins for WrestleMania. Because a lot of people I heard were saying this should be a good showing for Braun Breaker in this Royal Rumble. And as it turns out, not really. He's there for 7-8 seconds.
Hooded man attacks him?
Yes.
Of course. Boy, oh boy, they love that trope. Hooded man.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's actually Seth Rollins under there because we never got to see his face, but I mean, we can guess that that's supposed to be Seth Rollins.
Maybe it was Chris Jericho. Who knows?
Maybe it was Chris Jericho, but that's why he wasn't in the Rumble.
No.
Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker would be a good setup for WrestleMania.
That would be
They've given Braun Breaker a taste of the title picture, having him face CM Punk.
Yeah. They gotta have the guys do something else, right? Because not everyone can go after the title, so they gotta have them
not
do
at
something
WrestleMania.
else. And I know we don't watch Raw as much, but it doesn't feel like the vision is all that at the moment. And what I mean by the vision is it doesn't feel like the bloodline. It doesn't feel like a great extension. Like the bloodline was just fantastic, right?
Yep.
And then you thought like, oh man, this is like another chapter of the bloodline. And you're kind of like, this isn't even Judgment Day. It's not really, it's not working as well as I would imagine with the caliber of talent and with Paul Heyman.
Because they're not capturing any titles.
Yeah.
Where's the tag team championship? Where's the Intercontinental belt if you can't get the big one so soon? You know, Seth Rollins had it, but thanks to Money in the Bank, but then had to drop it.
And they could be completely cooking and on Raw, and I'm not seeing it, but you know, I've just seen the botches sometimes.
Well, Braun Breaker's been a big deal. They're trying to elevate him as the top guy in the vision.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's why I guess a lot of people were expecting him to have a great Royal Rumble, and he lasted just a few seconds.
Yeah.
For our TikTok viewers there, he lasted like 6-7 seconds. That was it. He got rolled into, he got thrown into the ring, and then Obafemi dumped him right out.
Yeah. I do have my notes here. So we're in a little bit better shape for this one. Some call outs that I wanted to make.
Okay.
We got El Grande Americano.
Yes.
Versus the original El Grande Americano and Mr. Iguana.
Yes.
I wanted to give a salute to the Mr. Iguana, which sounds like an NJCW mask guy. That would,
Yes.
I think Mr. Iguana might be one of the better names I've heard in a while for a wrestler. Anything that's a doctor or a mister, but Mr. Iguana, I like it.
It's like, hey, Iguana. Hey, that's Mr. Iguana to you.
The other person from AAA is La Parka, but La Parka is a WCW wrestler,
Yeah.
and I guess they just rebooted La Parka because
Sure.
I noticed the guy doesn't look like La Parka at all from WCW.
It's
He also
the full body suit. So he looked like he was one of the women wrestlers in Saudi Arabia.
yeah,
But I guess they could put anybody they want under that suit.
it was bizarre because even the La Parka getup is a lot more like because I looked up La Parka on WCW and it's like a way better outfit. He looked like Timu La Parka. He looked like dollar store La Parka, or like it almost looked like if someone went to a Halloween party and they were dressed up like La Parka. La Parka. That's what he looked like.
Trick or treat, it's La Parka.
If you're gonna have somebody in the Royal Rumble that's supposed to be La Parka, could you at least wear the same gear? Not like worse gear than he had in 1996. You know?
I vaguely remembered La Parka from the WCW days. I figured it wasn't the same guy.
So
unless he's gotten much older, like he's 30 years older at this point.
the only reason I knew that La Parka was even in WCW is because I had WCW NWO, the video game. It was called WCW NWO Revenge on Nintendo 64. And La Parka was a big character we would always play as when we were kids. So
All right.
Yeah.
So did La Parka have any cool moves in the video game? Was there an advantage to being La Parka?
he was the only guy that had goofy dances. Like he had like such strange dances that like you're like, okay. And you'd have to dance to get your special. So you had no choice but to dance.
Okay.
You know, Hogan would flex and then La Parka would do like goofy dances, you know. So
All right, very good. Hey, they each have their finishing move, even in a video game.
Yes. I do like El Grande Americano and El Grande Americano matchup. Some people were critical online. I thought this was funny. Like some people got left off, but there was 2 Grande Americanos and 1 Mr. Iguana. And like Kit Wilson isn't in it. The Kit Wilson, listen, we got Mr. Iguana. Sorry.
Yeah,
you
right.
didn't make the cut.
I know you've been having some good times on TV, and we said we had some stuff for you, but there's a guy who has a stuffed iguana in his mouth.
Yeah, you got to think as your Kit Wilson, like, what more do I have to do to get like into the Royal Rumble and be eliminated comically?
Like, what more do I have to do to last 30 seconds in the Royal Rumble? Like,
yeah. LA Knight probably is one that sticks out to me too. Way over. I know we are an LA Knight show. We are an LA Knight live stream. Let's face it. But he's undeniably over. Especially when he comes out, the crowd goes crazy for him.
Big return. He had been off TV since December. When he was taken out by Logan Paul and Bronson Reed, eventually getting tsunamis on the hood of a car. So that was the reason for writing him off. Yeah, I thought he had a really good burst in there. A good cheer from the crowd. He quickly eliminated Austin Theory, and then Bronson Reed never got his hands on Logan Paul, though. But he eliminated 2 of the 3 members of the Vision that were still in the match at that point. His burst eventually ends when he charged Cody Rhodes in the corner. Cody ducked, did kind of the back body drop. It sends him over the ropes. He lands on his feet on the apron, but then Cody kicks him off the apron to the floor. And that was right before Gunther was announced as number 30. So LA Knight was real close to being in the final grouping there, but just missed it. But I hope there's more stuff for him as well in his return here to TV.
Yeah, for sure. I do have one call out, and I'm bouncing all over the place here, but
no, go for it. It's the Royal Rumble. Everything bounces all over the place.
It's a good point. Brock Lesnar, Michael Cole says Brock Lesnar looks big. He looks huge. How does he get bigger and bigger each time we see him? Steroids, Michael. He's on steroids. You know
the
how
same
he
way
gets
The
big.
Rock did.
How come The Rock is so much bigger at like in his mid-50s than like or whatever he's at in his 50s than when in his early 30s? Well, steroids, tons of steroids, copious amounts, unhealthy amounts of steroids.
Right. I wonder if Brock has a cartoonish movie role that he's been building for.
Right. I wonder how his heart feels. It's like, boy. Anyways,
That's the danger. How about the final four in this one? Roman Reigns and Randy Orton, two modern day legends.
for sure.
Gunther, who has spent less time on the main roster, but is a quickly becoming modern day legend. And Logan Paul, that was your four.
Makes sense, right?
Like Logan Paul in with three of the top guys in the company.
He's up with the big boys, isn't he?
Yeah.
Who would have thought, right, when we first started?
For star power, yeah.
Who would have thought that when we first started and that we'll see how he does kind of thing. We'll see how he does. And here he is. I mean, say what you want about him, but I don't think it's undeserving either. I think he should be up there.
Since he has committed to being on the roster full time, they have found some stuff for him to do. He seems like a really cool member of the Vision.
Yeah.
He's not the top guy, but he's very serviceable as a member of a heel faction.
Yeah.
Dirty tricks, cheating to get wins, attacking guys here and there, interfering. He's well cast in this role and seems to be taking to it.
And another thing with them, which is Nia Jax has a different reason for this, but Nia Jax is a no question asked heel.
Mm-hmm.
Logan Paul also on the men's side is probably the guy that you're like, yeah, there's no baby face turn coming. Like he'll always be a heel. He's very disliked in the world outside of this. He's a YouTube guy already. That's not helpful, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's he's got so much piled up against him.
Are you saying that we can't be heels because we're on YouTube? We can't be baby faces because we're on YouTube?
Right. We might. There's a stigma to it, I believe,
Right.
as a pro wrestler to be doing anything else besides wrestling. But
I thought just formidably looking at him, he looked like he could match up with those other three guys in that final four.
for sure.
Didn't have the resume, but looked like he could match up.
100% agreed. Couple other things. What you think of Powerhouse Hobbs?
Another big guy who looks like he'd have been perfect in the Vince McMahon era.
Yeah, I think Vince was loving this with Brock and Oba and Powerhouse Hobbs. And
yep, Royce Keys. They said that he was formerly known as Powerhouse Hobbs. Was he ever known as Powerhouse Hobbs in the WWE? Or was that only his AEW name?
Only AEW.
Okay. So it's interesting that they would acknowledge the guy's name in another promotion.
Yeah, I think that they had to. That's actually interesting that they didn't just introduce him as his name and then call it that. But yeah, I think that they kind of had to because for people to even know who he was.
Right.
Everyone knows him as Powerhouse Hobbs. Why they didn't keep the name Powerhouse Hobbs is very odd.
He looks like a Powerhouse Hobbs, doesn't he?
Yeah, Powerhouse Hobbs is such a great name. I mean,
he doesn't really look like a Royce Keys.
We're talking like Mr. Iguana, Powerhouse Hobbs. Don't mess with this stuff. This is good. Royce
Mr. Iguana dresses in green, paints his face green, moves like an iguana, takes a big move and goes like petrified like an iguana. That's his bump. So there he is, the iguana guy, and like a guy named Powerhouse Hobbs, who is a powerhouse.
Sounds like it's a fit, right? It sounds like
I get it,
it's
like the giant.
when they called him the giant and he was a giant guy. Exactly. Powerhouse
Yes.
Hobbs. And yeah, to call him Royce Keys, I think it was just a combination of things that he likes, and that was his kind of creative call. But
Okay.
anyways, we'll have to see how I think it's more important than the name is. Let's see how he pans out. He's always kind of, speaking of the guy that's second place, he's always kind of in the title picture, never winning the big titles, always like had like the secondary titles. Very
All right.
he was very Gunter Liv Morgan-y in AEW. And I think maybe that had a little bit to do with his decision because he wanted to get that big push. I know he's at the later stages. He's in his, in WWE, he's young, but he's in his mid-30s, which is like a rookie for WWE.
Yeah, he's got 5 or 6 years to go at least before he's in the world title picture.
Yeah. So, anything else from the Royal Rumble you wanted to talk about?
Obafemi just eliminating not only Braun Breaker, but everybody else who showed up there. He was eliminates Rusev and Solo Sikoa, then Rey Mysterio, then Matt Cardona. So, we're 6 deep into the Royal Rumble, and Obafemi's just standing there by himself.
Yeah.
Waiting for Damian Priest to come out at number 7. And then finally we had something that wasn't eliminated before, so it wasn't Obafemi just standing there by himself. That's really when the match got started. Damian Priest, Javon Evans, and then Mr. Iguana at 9, Trick Williams at 10. Cody Rhodes at 11 was the first really big name, of the marquee guys.
Wait, did it go Mr. Iguana, Cody Rhodes?
Mr. Iguana, Trick Williams, Cody Rhodes.
Sorry, I thought it went Mr. I was like, what a comparison. The biggest star to the, who is this guy?
Yes. I mean, after we got Mr. Iguana, I just was chanting, "We want Ricky."
Oh, what a missed opportunity. That would have been a cool.
If he's ever like in the Royal Rumble, I will cheer for Ricky.
Right.
I don't care how many. I don't care if he doesn't eliminate anybody. I will cheer for Ricky.
Mm-hmm.
How about Ilya Dragunov was in there? Not too long after a pretty good but abbreviated U.S. title run. So I wonder what they have in mind for him pushing going forward. The Miz was in there. Rey Fenix. Jey Uso came through the crowd, of course, because he can't, show up through the entrance like everyone else. Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns with a little stare down for a while, and they did mention, the cousins with a stare down.
Right.
So maybe planting the seed that, the Anoa'i Maivia wrestling tree is quite vast. And maybe these guys will do something together later. Don't know. But a lot of fun stuff. I had trouble taking this men's Royal Rumble as seriously as I took the women's Royal Rumble. Like, is that a fair nutshell encapsulation of it? I took the women's Royal Rumble more seriously than I took the men's.
Why was that? I'm curious.
It just seemed like there was enough parity in the women's stuff. Like, they weren't trying to make anyone a monster.
Yeah.
Even though Lash Legend had a great showing there, she wasn't just eliminating everybody at the beginning and standing by herself.
Mm-hmm.
I just and the way this one finished up with me, like, Liv Morgan was that's a good surprise. Roman Reigns versus a limping Gunther who was still trying to sell his earlier match, to me was okay.
Yeah. No,
I can't find any other way to get Roman Reigns to WrestleMania than this. Like, the Royal Rumble is usually for like somebody who, they're on the upswing. It's like, this person's going to WrestleMania. It's like, was there anyone who did not know that Roman Reigns was going to WrestleMania even before the Royal Rumble?
Yeah, for sure. No, I think it is the opportunity for someone that isn't Because it's a unique match where you can push someone that needs a push that like
Yes.
wouldn't necessarily win a match, you know,
Mhm.
because it's a unique style.
And does this mean that we're getting a lot of Roman Reigns from now until WrestleMania? Because he had been very sparingly used the last several months.
Fixer, what up?
All right. Hello, Fixer. It is, I imagine, evening, nighttime over there across the pond.
Look at that. Already got it.
Very
Evening,
good.
guys. Dom, good quick math for you. Understanding that he was in evening there. Fixer, we're talking men's Royal Rumble. And I think we're about to wrap up here. I wanted to say one. Okay, so we kind of went deep into the weeds here. I want to say some high level thing.
Okay.
The Royal Rumble in the Vince era was really kind of a nostalgia act at times, where they would bring back goofy guys like Booker T, and they would bring back like Diesel, aka Kevin Nash, like from retirement to go out there, and like he comes back as Diesel, and like they had a lot of like fun twists. I feel like this one with that doesn't have as many fun twists. They have guys you don't know. You have no idea who they are, and they want to introduce you to them and get you used to them. So it's a different strategy. I don't know if it's good or bad. I'm still weighing which one's better, because you don't want them to rely too heavily on nostalgia all the time. But boy, they already rely so heavily on nostalgia in their main event picture. You know,
I get that with the men's Royal Rumble. I get that same sort of feeling because the surprises for me don't look like people who are going to be there for long. Like they're trying to give you a taste of them in the Royal Rumble because they have, like Jordan Grace a couple of years ago. She came out as TNA champion in the Royal Rumble, had a good showing, and then between TNA's arrangement with WWE, and then you figured, okay, we're going to see more of Jordan Grace on WWE programming, and eventually she's going to be on the main roster. I mean, the only people like that in this match were Timu Laparca and don't call me Iguana. That's Mr. Iguana to you. Do you see either one of them doing anything on the main roster of WWE? And if the answer is no, then why were they there at all? If they're not a nostalgia act and they're not someone you're trying to get a look at because you want them down the road to be a bigger part of your programming, then why are they there at all? I mean, is there a huge Middle Eastern following for Laparca and Mr. Iguana that they wanted to give the home crowd,
I mean,
Are iguanas native to the desert, like especially in that part of the world? I don't know.
The Saudis they do get involved in the booking. They've done it in the past. There was a guy. The best was they had the Great Battle Royal, which is just another Royal Rumble that they had like it in the Vince era, and during this Rumble, they basically had this guy that looked like Yokozuna, because the Saudi prince loves Yokozuna. So they just had some some Japanese guy come out that is a sumo wrestler, like a real sumo wrestler, had him come out and just take a bump and then just get thrown over. Because like he likes Yokozuna, so he wants to see him. It's like, well, Yokozuna's dead. So he died in the 90s. So they had to like bring, like, that's very much so like a billionaire prince. Like, I want to see Yokozuna. It's like Yokozuna doesn't exist. You can't see him. It's like, well, I want to see him. It's like, all right, well, we'll make it happen,
30 years ago, I remember Laparca.
Laparca might have been a guy that he saw in some tape that he stole, as a kid. Roman has been heavily critical about WWE not pushing next generation of stars.
Well, it didn't look like he was too critical in the Royal Rumble.
Except, of course, myself, right? Yeah.
No selling the Gunther sleeper and just tossing him over the top rope like he was nothing.
Um. All right, so I think that's it for the Royal Rumble. Let's keep it moving here.
We
Which
had
match
two
do you
other
want to talk about?
matches, both men's matches, one-on-one. Which one do you want to hit first?
We got Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre, the
We do.
hero of the day, hero of the region. Sami Zayn comes out,
Mm-hmm.
and they love him
He said
there.
he'd never lost a match in Saudi Arabia. He's had a handful since he's been back doing that.
Yeah, that's why I really thought he might have had a shot. And then Drew McIntyre pounds and grounds and pounds and beats the hell out of Sami Zayn, and he wins it here.
Yep.
Sammy bumping like a maniac out there. Selling, bumping, all the good stuff that you always mention. I don't want to, boy, I don't want to dance on a topic here and screw it up. So, what the hell is Sammy have on his head when he comes out? The red thing. I don't want to say it's a handkerchief, but it looks like a handkerchief. The
I frankly, I watched it on replay because I wasn't around in the afternoon when it happened. I fast forwarded just about to the announcements.
Okay, he's wearing one of the things that they wear. I don't know what it is.
It might be a traditional headgear because, when you're in the desert, you need something to keep the sun off your head.
All I could think was handkerchief. I'm like, I know it's not a handkerchief. I know he's not blowing his nose with it.
I do not know the official name.
But he was wearing that. He's one of the people.
Yep.
And then, it was kind of perfect for Drew because you want to see him get a big win. And what a better win than the hometown hero. They love him there. And he just stomps the shit out of Sami Zayn and beats him up and really, really takes it to him and gets the win.
A Scotsman beats up a hometown Canadian in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, he is a hometown Canadian. Oh, you got it. It's a kefir.
Oh, okay. Very good.
Thank you. That's our the fixer is our local cultured man. I didn't know what it is.
Yes. Yeah. The fixer is classing up the joint.
Yeah.
Very good. Thank you. Yeah, this match goes just about 16 minutes. Drew with the power game early, so you're wondering, is this another Sami Zayn gets pounded all match and then makes a comeback like when he beat Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania?
I was there.
So there you go, right?
Mm-hmm.
So is this another one of those Sami Zayn matches? And no, it was just Drew beaten up. Hits a Claymore at one point. Sami barely gets a foot on the rope to avoid the 3 count. Drew is arguing with the ref. Sami recovers. Drew corners the ref, Charles Robinson, and you're thinking, okay, here comes a ref bump. But no, he slips under the arm and says, hey, I'm just the ref. And as Drew turns around, bam, into a haluva kick. But Sami, selling that he's been so beaten up, crawls for the cover. And by the time he gets to the cover, Drew kicks out. That was Sami's best shot for it. And then Sami keeps selling the back injury that he can't lift Drew when they're battling on the floor. Drew counters with a power bomb through the Saudi announce table. Multiple refs come to check on Sami Zayn. Drew throws Sami back in the ring, punching him while telling him to stay down. Stay down. Keeps punching him. Like he wants Sami to just give up. Just wants him to quit. And Sami, of course, won't quit. Eventually, Drew lets him back to his feet. Drew gets a little nonchalant. Sami hits a surprise exploder in the corner. Sami gets to his feet, tries to get to the opposite corner to set up a haluva kick, but he's so slow that Drew recovers and intercepts him with a Claymore. But Drew does not go for the cover. No, he goes back to the corner. He lets Sami get to his knees and delivers another Claymore before the cover for the pinfall.
Yeah. I like that.
Drew doing the extra heel thing there.
Almost like I'm not going to pin him, even though I could. I'm going to just hit him again with this.
Yep. I want to make sure that I can do the nonchalant Hollywood cover and still beat him.
Mm-hmm.
So a fun match. The kind of match where, yeah, you're having the hometown hero lose, the home region hero lose.
Yeah, it was
Sami
crazy.
Zayn of Palestinian, Syrian, I believe it is.
He's Canadian,
Ancestry.
but I think he's Syrian. Yeah.
Syrian, yeah.
Yeah. He's from Canada, but he's
Canada.
got some origins in Syria.
Yep.
You're right. Syria is but yeah, so anyways, pretty predictable. I mean, I think to the fixture's point, this is a great one. Sammy was never winning that match. That would have been pretty nutty if he did. They'll pull the trigger next year when he goes to Saudi Arabia WrestleMania. I think they'll pull the trigger.
Oh, does Sami Zayn win next year's Royal Rumble or Elimination Chamber and get to call his shot for Saudi Arabia?
He'll win one of the titles. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I'll call it now because he's the most over guy there. He's probably the most like outside of LA Knight, most like why doesn't this guy have a title kind of guy?
Yeah, why didn't he get one title run at least?
Yeah, this is like it's like nutty that he doesn't have a
like have they given Jey Uso 2 at this point?
I think so. They gave Jey Uso, and there's several people down the lineage of the title. You're like, this guy had a title run, you know?
Okay.
Where you're like, excuse me, Kofi Kingston. No offense, I think at the time they pulled the trigger and gave it to him at the right time, but Kofi Kingston had a title run. There's some guys out there. You're like, interesting.
David Arquette.
Yeah, David Arquette. He's the one.
WCW days, not WWE, WWF, but WCW days. Yeah, Vince Russo had the title.
Okay. So
good showing for Sammy. Being able to put over Drew as this really heelish figure.
Mm-hmm.
This was Drew getting to be a heel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard a great quote. I think it was from our another friend of Don't Bury the Lead, Killer Cross, Karrion Kross, when he was in the WWE. He was saying in an interview somewhere, in every match, only one guy goes over, but two guys should get over.
Yeah, totally.
Like one guy goes over, but both guys get over.
Yeah. No, it should benefit them both. They may be setting up Roman versus Drew match at Mania. Whilst they set up Finn Balor, CM Punk.
Oh.
So I kind of thought me and Dom were in different directions here. We're in different booking committees. I thought Roman would chase Drew, face heel. But then I've also read some people online had your idea where Roman will chase CM Punk, which might be more interesting. Because
we haven't seen that one before, have we?
No, we haven't seen that one. It feels like one we should see, and it feels like either guys can pivot to face or heel. Specifically, Roman can really wade in between both. So
they could also, because of the type of show that WrestleMania is, they can be tweeners.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they can both kind of do the tweener thing.
They can both get enough cheers.
Yeah.
And also because it looks like they still want some mileage out of Drew versus Cody and Drew versus Jacob Fatu. So like Drew already has CM Punk has nothing to do at this point.
Yeah.
They just fed him Finn Balor because they were in the UK. But I don't think Finn Balor CM Punk is a long-term program.
Finn Balor came out and attacked Punk after his loss to Punk. So trying to keep that going. Dom, let's keep the ball rolling and moving here. So let's try to wrap Gunther AJ Styles. I know I'm kind of lightning rounding.
AJ Styles.
And Gunther knocks off AJ Styles, and AJ is retired officially from the WWE. I did not even know it was a retirement match going into it. And
yes.
And AJ Styles, I saw put the gloves down like he was taking his gear off, and then he put them back on.
Yep.
Like,
he teased the crowd twice. He took off the gloves, went to put them on the mat, and the crowd went, "No!" So he lifted him up and he put them back. No! And then he put the gloves back on his hands and gave his AJ Styles poses, did more of that kind of stuff. And I think the AJ Styles retirement tour, like the John Cena retirement tour, is obviously just WWE. I think the AJ Styles retirement tour, this is perfect for it. He finishes up his WWE commitments. Now he can have his retirement in New Japan. He can have his retirement in TNA.
yeah,
He can have his retirement in, maybe he goes to Ring of Honor.
right. I think this
Just
is
finds people from his past wherever they are and goes out that way. Finds territories where he wrestled, crowds that may still remember him, wrestlers that he had. I thought the AJ Styles Shinsuke Nakamura match was fantastic. You know, giving the WWE crowd a taste of what AJ Styles was doing over in Japan.
yeah.
So this is nice.
I
What
think
say you of this match? Yeah, Gunther wins it with a sleeper. AJ does not tap out, does not say I quit. His arm goes limp. The ref, Dan
didn't make
Engler,
that
who ref
mistake
many of
again.
his matches in TNA, the arm went limp. So it wasn't like AJ Styles was in the sleeper hold and just started grinning and, weakly tapped out.
They didn't make the same mistake twice, did they?
Right.
people did not like that.
Let's have you laughing on the hard camera while you're supposedly in this vicious, excruciating submission hold. And then give us the most vanilla tap out ever.
And then no promo at the end, which is
Right,
your
and then-
bread and butter is the promo.
Right.
Instead,
So AJ Styles fights valiantly and stubbornly too. Stubbornly will not give up,
yeah,
but gives out. At one point near the end of this match, Gunther is chopping him so viciously with an occasional lariat thrown in there that the ref keeps backing up Gunther and checking on AJ and saying, "Do you want to quit? Do you want to quit?" And AJ won't quit, and Gunther goes back at him. And just the way Gunther does the chops, he has that hand turn when he gets to the guy's chest, perfect, where it's this such a loud whap. Because a real chop, if you're really hitting him with this knuckle here on the hand, would not make that kind of a sound.
no.
Gunther has that hand turn perfectly, where as he gets to the guy's chest, bam, and you can just hear it. Well, if anyone was sitting in the upper deck in Saudi Arabia, they would have heard it up there.
It's insane.
Right?
His chops are nuts. He also has the privilege of being a circus freak.
Yes.
And he's got like the longest arms I've ever
Yes.
seen on a person.
Yes.
And he's got like a gigantic hand, which, he's got the technique perfect, but he's
Yes.
also got the God-given ability to be like, wow, this guy, he would be in a circus if he wasn't in the WWE like 150 years ago.
Right. And like 40 years ago, the WWE was a circus. This was
Right? This is not too long ago, right?
yeah. Gunther has the limbs of a taller man, but he has the agility and wrestling skills of a smaller man.
Mm-hmm.
Really a fantastic athlete.
I didn't like the Gunther versus AJ match. It was a horrible match in my opinion. We're gonna thumb down from Pixar.
I wonder why it was. I thought it was a brutal match. It gave us enough of AJ Styles, but the problem with these retirement matches is that you can't get too much into nostalgia, because if you're having him face a top guy, like Gunther has a whole career ahead of him. He can't throw it away for this, John Cena's retirement match. He can't throw it away for AJ Styles' WWE retirement before he goes to do his tour of Japan and TNA and maybe ROH and maybe AEW.
And speaking of ROH, AEW, that we'll be talking about other events, other trending topics at Cheap Heat, but we're going to move into the next section here. Anything before we get to the thumb drive? Any final notes on this show, Dom?
No, 4 matches, 2 of which were, as we figured, the traditional Royal Rumble style matches that were very long. I thought they managed to give AJ Styles and Gunther a lot of time. The match went about 24 minutes. So they got, a main event quality time span for their match, which was great. Drew and Sammy went, even though that was a title match, they went only 16.
Yeah,
But
it
for
was
what it was
shorter.
supposed to do, which was just make Drew McIntyre this vicious, merciless heel beating up people, I think that worked for what it was as well. Like, that match did not have to go 24 minutes.
Oh,
Once you've decided that Sami Zayn is just getting beat up like a rag doll, you can end that match in 16 rather than 20.
I knew the result about 3 weeks ago, the Fixer saying about the Gunther AJ match. That is one of the problems with the retirement match, because you know what's going to happen.
That's one of the problems with who was it, Shinsuke Nakamura inadvertently saying that they, getting ready for AJ Styles' last match at the Royal Rumble or something.
Oh, he blew the cover?
He blew the cover. Like, what do you delete that? Delete that.
Oh, wow.
There it is. Yeah, thanks to Nakamura's social media post.
That's amazing, because you would think a veteran pro wrestler knows how to lie and knows how to not lie and not be so honest about things and deceive people, but no, he just
On
blew
the
it.
other hand, it could have been that everybody just figured AJ would lose this and be a retirement match. Number one, because you can't have Gunther just lose to a guy on his retirement tour. And number two, because I read that AJ Styles debuted in WWE at the Royal Rumble. So for him, this was kind of making his career in the WWE full circle. Debuted at the Royal Rumble, going out at the Royal Rumble. And his one-on-one match with Gunther was a better send-off than if he had been in the Royal Rumble match itself and lasted like 10 minutes before getting unceremoniously dumped, with 12 other guys still in the ring, So this was a better send-off than being in the actual Royal Rumble match. So I like so we're kind of giving we're showing our work here for the final answer on the test, which is the thumb drive. This is us. We're gonna condense all the data here into a little thumb drive, into a portable unit here that can store all of our thoughts. We're gonna condense everything here into a simple thumbs up or a thumbs down. There are no ties, except the one I'm wearing there. How about that? There are also no star ratings, no letter grades, no number grades. With everything that happened at the 2026 Royal Rumble, you are taking this course. Pass, fail.
Dom, we're not Dave Meltzer. We don't give 7 stars in the Tokyo Dome. We don't give 2 stars at a, what is this? The Riyadh built up
Riyadh,
the Riyadh built up stadium in 3 weeks. I think it was called like the Riyadh Stadium, like the Welcome to Riyadh Stadium, as they built it up in 3 weeks. We don't give star ratings. We're not Dave Meltzer. We give a simple thumbs up or a thumbs down. Are you ready?
I am ready.
3, 2, 1. Oh, 2 thumbs up. Dom,
I gave it a thumbs up, even though the Men's Royal Rumble, which always closes the show, or usually closes the show, for me was underwhelming. Because I liked the Women's Royal Rumble match very well as it was progressing. I really liked the Women's Royal Rumble match. I was pleasantly surprised by the outcome, with Liv Morgan finally going over and getting to call her shot for WrestleMania. I liked AJ Gunther because, again, it was another Gunther match, and yet it was still kind of an AJ Styles match.
Mm-hmm.
And I like Drew being the merciless heel, beating up the home region hero Sami Zayn. So I liked most of the booking, and I liked most of the performances. The thing I was least impressed with was the Men's Royal Rumble match, and even that was all right. Great pop for LA Knight. Great surprise with Braun Breaker being attacked and then not even a part of the match, really. So good stuff there. What say you?
I just have a great comment. It's just as well you're not Dave Meltzer. Otherwise, I'd go and watch somebody else.
Oh,
We're burying poor Dave. We're burying him now.
we agree with him that Io Sky, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania was 5 stars.
Yeah. I love the Royal Rumble. I always think it's a lot of fun. This one wasn't as fun as most Royal Rumbles, but I'm still giving it a passing grade. I think I was almost teetering on a thumbs up or thumbs down. I wasn't too impressed with it. It's still a lot of fun.
What put you over the top?
I could see there's a lot of talent in the men's division. In general, like just seeing I can remember a couple years back and thinking, man, we got a lot of mid carders and bottom card guys in this, but you could see they have a lot of guys near the top. So I think they've done a good job, kind of improving that division. The women's was confusing with the attire. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. It was just confusing. Everyone looked like the same wrestler, and one of the things that's really dynamic about the WWE and pro wrestling in general is a different attire that the people wear, so you can tell a difference, and they have a different vibe. Everyone felt the same, and that's because of the stupid rule that they have put in place. I'm sorry, it's a stupid rule. So
everybody dressed like Nia Jax for one night.
Yeah, everyone dressed like the same, and this is what happens when you go to a country that doesn't have a ton of freedoms. I'll just go ahead and say it. So they do this, and I thought that took away from the Royal Rumble. It's not that big of a deal when they have a women's match and there's 2 of them and they have different colors. You can kind of see the differences. You're mixing them up all the time. But I thought overall, between Sami Zayn having the homecoming there, I thought that was really cool. I thought the Royal Rumbles are a lot of fun, and it's just a fun show. So, okay, but thumbs up.
All right. Very good.
Thank you, Victor. Women's Royal Rumble looked like a BDSM catwalk. Maybe.
I'm too sexy for my shirt. Right, said Fred.
On that note, we're going to move into...
I'm too sexy for my trunks. Too sexy for my trunks.
I love it, Dom. We're going to move into Cheap Heat. So, Dom, when you're ready.
Ready as I'll ever be for the unseasonable warmth and the pathological frugality that we call cheap heat. Not a ton this week, and most of it revolving around some people debuting in AEW. It's been a couple of weeks since we've done a live stream here, so I want to make sure we didn't miss some of the stuff, especially for AEW fans out there. Tommaso Ciampa is the big news. He had done his retirement message on social media. With that said, for the first time in over 10 years, I am available for all appearances, signings, photo ops, seminars, movies, TV appearances, fitness collaborations, sponsorships, and so forth. The "and so forth" apparently means showing up as the Psycho Killer in AEW.
Yeah.
You watch a lot more AEW than I do, John. What say you about seeing Tommaso Ciampa there?
Well, Dom, he looks great. He looked like $1 million coming out, and it will be interesting to see what he's like without Johnny Gargano. Okay. And I say that with all due respect to Johnny Gargano and the ability that he has, but it always felt like Ciampa should be doing something else and not always kind of tied to Johnny so much. But it'll be interesting to see what he can do on his own. He had a lot of upside in NXT when he was there, and if he can show that NXT side of him, I think that'll be positive. But he's in a company where they wrestle pretty hard and pretty often. So if he can hang with their in-ring capabilities, which he should be able to do, I think it'll be good, and I think it's a positive thing for him and WWE. I think the card was a little too loaded in WWE. There wasn't a really good spot for him, and AEW will give him another opportunity to have and be a little bit fresh because he might have been a bit stale in the WWE.
It's something I've been leaning towards for quite some time. Ciampa told the Takedown on Sports Illustrated. If I wrestled in the 90s, I'd want to be part of ECW. Early 2000s, you want to be part of Ring of Honor. I was lucky I got to do that a little bit. 2010s, I think, at least for me, I wanted to be part of NXT Black and Gold. And when I looked at the landscape of professional wrestling in the 2020s, the answer was AEW, man. That's what I want to be a part of. I feel extra vindicated in naming him my men's wrestler of the year for SmackDown for 2025.
Yeah.
I thought he had a great year, and when I heard he was leaving, I got to tell you, I was like, oh man, he was really good.
Well, they were paying attention. Tony Khan agreed with you because he signed him
Tony
immediately.
Khan agreed with me. Excellent stuff.
Yeah. You said I knew Tommaso Ciampa was going to AEW around December. Interesting. I thought he was going to be in WWE for a while, but it always kind of felt like they didn't know what exactly to do with them. And it's tough to get everybody involved, right? Like they have a lot of guys, they got a lot of mouths to feed sometimes in WWE.
For a long time, I had to listen to people tell me, not so much directly to my face, but more so online. Do people say things online, John? I've never heard of that.
No.
2018 was prime Ciampa. I'm 100 times better now than I was then. That was nothing. That was absolutely nothing. I'm physically better. I'm mentally sharper. My storytelling, my psychology is on a whole different level than it was back then. What people are about to see is going to blow their minds. It's going to shock the world. And finally, I have a shot to find out if I'm as good as I think I am. He's cutting the promo on the poor Sports Illustrated interviewer here. But it sounds like he's very enthusiastic about doing this. And again, I thought he was doing great work towards the end of his WWE contract here. I did not know he was coming up on the end of his contract when I decided, man, this guy's been having a great year.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I saw more of him. It looks like if you tune into AEW, you're going to get to see more of the Psycho Killer, Tommaso Ciampa. Part of the turnaround here was music producer Mikey Ruckus was given just 36 hours to whip up some new theme music for AEW, which prompted Ciampa to call him a wizard.
Oh, he did a pretty good job because the song wasn't too bad.
There you go.
Yeah, no, I actually noticed the song because I was like, "Who is this?" So it wasn't too bad. I mean, it was like rock music. It was just like, "Yep, this is metal."
So Tommaso Ciampa goes to AEW from WWE. Pretty big signing. Ricochet also went. Another guy here we're getting up to, former WWE star Baron Corbin made his AEW debut in a dark match. Bishop Dyer out on the indies. There he was in an AEW dark match. Have you seen him on AEW TV? So he got a cup of coffee in the dark match, wondering if he'll be back there. Bobby Lashley has also gone WWE to AEW and done well. So has Shelton Benjamin. This brings up, let's go high level question here. If you are leaving the WWE and going to AEW, for you to have any shot of it working, must you shave your head?
You have to be bald, obviously.
Like Tony Khan's like, no, I'm sorry, we're not taking any WWE cast-offs who still have hair on their head.
Ricochet.
If you have hair, you must shave it. Shave the head. We are only taking people who shave their head. Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, Ricochet, Bishop Dyer, Tommaso Ciampa.
Cesaro.
Let this be a lesson to you. If you're in the WWE and you are wondering, hey, is AEW an option for me? Get them clippers out. Have them ready.
I love it.
Someone else back on AEW TV. Taz, after recuperating from soldier surgery, he was back on the announce desk. What's it like to have Taz back on the announce desk? Welcome return there.
I like Taz. He's a good announcer. He's very goofy in the booth. Yeah, I think it's
also a guy who at one time wrestled with hair.
Yeah,
and then had to shave the head.
Tony's got the flow, so he wants to have the best hair. So he always hires bald guys. That must be
That's
the
what
theory.
it is.
No, I think Taz is a good funny announcer, like goofball heel kind of heel. Parallel to all the heels, like he's always rooting for the heels. So
Sure. Welcome back to the United. Is he sort of like a Wade Barrett?
Yeah,
I think Wade Barrett's been doing really well in WWE lately.
I think Wade Barrett's better than Taz because I love Wade.
Okay.
I think Wade might. I think Taz is serviceable, and basically serviceable is when I'm not like I want to turn this off because of the announcer. I don't want. He doesn't.
I want to mute the sound.
You never know. I mean, there are some NFL games. If I hear Chris Collinsworth, and I'm like, boy, I really can't stand this guy.
Well, you know how AI can remove certain things from pictures and sometimes remove all entire backgrounds. Pretty soon, we're gonna have smart TV AI enabled. Be like, AI, can you please remove the announcers?
Remove the announcers.
Keep all the other audio. Just remove the commentary team.
Yeah. Early stages of Michael Cole were pretty rough too. He's gotten a lot better though.
Yes, with Vince screaming in his ear.
Yeah, you could hear the frustration in his voice, which always took away from the show.
Or the hesitancy as he's trying to call a match, yet someone's screaming at him in his ear that no one else can hear except him.
Dom, you were an announcer.
The Randy Orton thing from I Hear Voices in My Head. Was Randy Orton guesting on the announce table one day, and he's like, what the hell is going on here?
Okay.
I hear voices in my head.
Yeah.
Did they do that every now and then? Like they're every now and then they're on the mic trying to do commentary, and you're okay, yes, okay. And you're like, what are they doing? Like, oh, they're getting yelled at by Vince.
Right.
And they're trying to reassure him that they understand. Some better AEW news as rumors keep circulating that Netflix is buying Warner Brothers. Part of Warner Brothers, maybe all of Warner Brothers, something or other with Warner Brothers. There seems to be more reassurances that AEW is not going to Netflix, where people were concerned that, well, WWE is on Netflix and AEW would just be squashed. Because WWE would say like, hey, wait a minute. We don't want AEW on the same streaming platform as us. Get them off of here. So AEW apparently not part of the deal that is going to Netflix. It's very confusing. It's a 519-page joint proxy filing that Tony Maglio and many others at The Hollywood Reporter and many other news outlets are trying to wade through and figure out what is going on there. Big old picture there of Ricochet attacking Zack Sabre Jr. during a New Japan Pro Wrestling Wrestle Dynasty at the Tokyo Dome, where many AEW stars competed. Netflix basically in late January revised its offer to an all-cash arrangement, and some random nuggets like the destination for Turner Classic Movies. Sports rights will be especially mobile, and you can double that generalization for international markets. So it's not clear, especially since the phrase All Elite Wrestling and AEW did not appear in this 519-page document. So they either don't know what they're going to do with AEW yet, or they do know, but they're not trying to tell anyone else. Hopefully, the fact that they are not mentioning AEW in any of the purchasing corporate merger documents means that AEW is unaffected in some way. I don't watch AEW regularly, but I appreciate there being another really good wrestling promotion there, especially in the U.S. markets, but also because AEW is international. They have a great arrangements with some Japanese promotions. So I would like AEW to continue, especially since they seem to be on the upswing with their media rights being on HBO Max. Their TV deal is working well. People seem to be pleased with the product. So hopefully none of these corporate takeover, mergers, buyouts affect the product negatively. I have been in the middle of, corporations changing ownership and things here or there being downsized. I've seen it before firsthand, been a part of it firsthand. Hopefully AEW gets the opportunity, the continued opportunity to grow and thrive and get their audience. What say you about this seems like a no news is good news thing.
Yeah.
AEW, All Elite Wrestling, the phrase not mentioned in this new big document from Warner Brothers and Netflix, leading people to think that whatever's going to happen with the buyout, AEW will be unaffected.
Yeah, he's I think I was reading about this. I think it'll be fine either way. Someone will give them money because someone gave TNA money. Someone's going to give AEW money, right? So I think that they've established a lot of good faith with Warner Brothers and continue to do deals with them. But if they went out to bid, they probably could make a little bit more money even. So I think it's something that they've held off on. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think that AEW is in a good spot. End of the day, if AEW had like 2 viewers and a huge bloated roster and they were losing money, TK's got like $1 billion. You know, like I think that's going to be the end of the day. Like they'll be fine regardless. But they are a profitable company. They've put a lot of time and money. They've invested a lot into it, and yeah, I think they'll be in good shape either way. I do want to say one thing, Dom. Third man in the booth is not. He's vying for my attention at the moment.
Does he want to? Does he have any opinions on the Royal Rumble? Would he like to join us?
No, but I don't have much of a choice but to join him soon. So
okay,
let's. Anything else from Cheap Heat?
No, nothing that was urgent or anything at all. No.
Perfect. We're gonna do. We're almost doing a practical Irish goodbye, even though it's the Italian goodbye. Sorry. Thanks so much for joining, everyone. Thanks, Fixer. Really appreciate it. Dom, thank you. And guys, that was the Royal Rumble. That's our recap. Thank you for joining us, and have a great rest of your evening.